Episode 109, Joel Fleischman Happy Hour Podcast. We have the Fantasy Football Edition. We have a new guest, and Alex Bailey here, Joel, and then Andy Rettler joining us once again. Guys, thanks for joining.
Hey, what's up? So we got some special treats for our Fantasy Football pod.
Yeah.
I've got the Old Vienna Red Hot Riplets. My boy, if you do Devy leagues, Luther Burden, probably the number one ranked Devy player in the nation right now in the world. Wide receiver from Old Miss. I've had him
Missouri,
not Old Miss, from Missouri. I've had him for 3
really
years.
Good. The chips are good.
Yeah.
They're
Let's
legit.
find out.
Like Joel said, Chris Business Routes.
And then you got a special beverage.
I got the Real American Beer, or the Hulk Hogan Special. He was at Walmart in Fond du Lac yesterday. Our buddy Chris Sabish from CD Smith, shout out Chris, stopped in and dropped it off for us. So we will...
Who was at Walmart and finally?
Hulk Hogan.
Get out.
Yeah, he was at Builda's in Freeze Lake the day before.
Yeah, he's promoting his beer in Wisconsin. Yeah, let's
Get
fire it
with
up.
it, brother.
Let's fire it up.
All right, just before we get to
yeah.
it, just want to do...
What do you think of the chips?
Not bad.
Well, they're 2 years old, so.
His routes might be crisper, though.
Hit the rim shot if you got one.
That was my line. I told him that before the pod came
You
on.
did.
Yeah.
Real American Lager.
Let's see what we got here.
Brewed in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Drink local.
These are good chips. Bailey's underrating these chips. Marcus, what do you think of the chips?
They're phenomenal. I had a bag one time. They're good. So I guess to start off...
Well, let's just do the beer first. So
Yeah.
Real American Beer, light beer, brewed in the USA.
La Crosse.
Horrible picture of Hogan
Yeah,
on
it
the
is.
front. I'm like, just use his real image. I don't know why they did a caricature.
Because he's old, dude. Like
Well, then use an old image.
Prost.
Still looks better
Cheers.
than that.
Here, America.
America. Perfect.
Cheers.
Not bad.
Not bad, not good.
So who would be a comp of that? Not bad, not good in fantasy football.
Not bad, not good.
Javonte Williams.
Calvin Ridley. Pat Freemuth.
Next question.
Pat Freemuth for sure.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I got Pat Freemuth, you know.
Pat Freemuth is Austin Hooper, who is every tight end that finished tight end 12 ever.
Hayden
Yep.
Hurst.
Pretty good.
As I like to say in the PPR world, if you need 10 points, Pat Freemuth's going to get you 10 points.
Yep.
If you need 12 points, he's not going to get you 12 points.
He's going to get you 10 points.
He's going to get you 10 points.
So I guess just before we get into it, Bailey,
I always do the 4 for 40. That's
4 for
always
40.
just 4 catches, 40 yards, no touchdowns, 8 points. All right. That's kind of
if you know who they are, though, right?
Is that Darnell Mooney?
Darnell Mooney.
He
I don't
seems
know
like
if he's ever been that good.
he seems like a 4 for 40 guy.
Man, plug and play.
When he's on the field, I guess.
Bailey, give us a little
Devin
background.
Singletary.
Fantasy, been doing it since high school.
Sorry, and you from Drexel first. How long have you
Oh,
been
yeah,
at
we
Drexel?
can start there, I guess. Been here for 7 years, started in the Columbus Yard, did that for about 6 years, and now I'm doing the Central Dispatcher here at downtown, moving stock lumber around to each yard, trying to keep yards with the minimum amount of stock as possible, but also having enough to be able to ship.
Any stock items?
Mostly that we buy in bulk to 1 yard to distribute.
That we've decided to distribute.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So more coming. Your job's growing as we
Every day. Yep.
Yeah.
Every day it's more items added to the list, basically. So, which is good.
Kudos to you. I'm hearing it's working really well. We had some bumps and bruises early, and it's going very well. So good job, people.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
From where it started to where it is now, it's much bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, so fantasy background, as you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, high school. Still do it with a couple classmates, kids a grade younger than me. We have a whole league together too. Like I was telling these guys, I'm in about 6 leagues.
ESPN league, like what?
Yeah, they're all ESPN.
all ESPN. That is
Except for
like the commissioner, because that's really cool. You can just go one app, scroll.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
Are you too young to ever have done a manual league?
That's where I was going, man. What's up, bro? I knew that was where I was going.
No, the league with my classmates actually started as like everyone in my basement.
What year is this?
2010.
You did a manual draft, but you did not do a manual league.
No, not a manual league.
Yeah.
Manual draft. No manual league.
Yeah,
No.
literally USA Today came out on Monday. One clown and not clown. Hi, Reggie. Love you. Reggie's from Plymouth. I believe Reggie flunked out over the NBA one. I think that's why he flunked out of college. because you literally had to manually do it. You get the USA Today on Sunday.
NBA was Tuesday. All the stats came out on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
So then you had to pour out through just a loose leaf notepad and actually write down every single
And
stat. from
call
every
the
single-
commissioner if you wanted to pick somebody up, and he would always say, I already picked
got
that
the
guy.
Shout out-
No, it
Sure
was
you
never
did.
that bad.
Shout out to Scott Rosenthal. We had a league like that, and it was Priest Holmes played on Monday night. I'll never forget it. Dude went off on the Ravens for like 200 yards, right?
Yep.
Or Chiefs, I think it was. And I was like, oh, that's my dude. So I got in like at 5:30 in the morning. So I'm like, I'm getting him. I walk in. Scott goes, I already got him. I'm like, oh.
Sure you did.
Yeah. Perks of being a commissioner back in the day.
Yeah, so I'm commissioner of most of them, which is good and bad. Can kind of run them that way, but kind of took over this Canton to Canton with Marcus here too, which is fun. College guys go right to NFL. Kind of a new world for me, but yeah, that's been a lot of fun.
Define Canton
Campus to Canton.
C2Cs.
Yeah, so Campus to Canton is really, you're running two separate
This
leagues.
podcast is going to be like educational / fun.
And
So if you're
tasty.
trying to learn more about
And
fantasy
tasty.
football or Lutheran Bird and Chips, which I'm obviously pounding if you're even listening on Spotify. So
Yeah, I would say Campus to Canton is basically you're running two separate leagues, but it's all together. You're running the college league through its season. You're running an NFL league, like your standard NFL league. Thank you for the crispy Luther Bird invite in there. And then once your college players get drafted or run out of eligibility and go to the NFL, they join your NFL team. And so you just hold guys over in the NFL year after year. And really, long-term wise, you're just running one draft. It's really just the college supplemental with the new 5-star guys coming in, the transfers going up from FCS to FBS. And so we're kind of going through that phase right now of kind of our second year with that. And yeah, it's 12 Drexel guys, and it's been a fun league.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it kind of takes the NFL draft, like drafting rookies and like all that stuff out of it, because they just come to your team if you already had them on
Right.
your college team. So it's kind of more of a rookie, incoming freshman college draft that makes it more fun
incoming
that way.
freshman college draft.
Yeah, because a lot of guys that were good last year are already on a team.
So who was 101 this year? Can you take high schoolers? Is that
The
allowed?
Korean-
You can't. No, you got to take college
So
guys.
Jeremiah Smith went one.
Yep, I think actually Eric Kane has the first
Yep.
pick on the college side.
Oh, you haven't done it yet.
We haven't done it yet. No, we'll do it
boy, spoiler
in
alert.
just a little over a week. So Kaner will be first, I'll be second on the college side, and then we are doing an NFL draft just this
Supplemental.
year. Yep.
Yep.
Who do you got 1-2? So you're taking whoever's left between X and X.
I'm classic, just like for fantasy football, I'm just like I was in college. Like I'll kind of cram the last week and really kind of focus. So I haven't done anything yet.
You don't know? Like you wouldn't know?
I don't. Nope.
Well, we can just do it. I mean, I'm
No.
Jeremiah Smith and Micah Hudson.
Yep.
Those are the
To me,
two.
them are the no-brainers.
I'm the 12th
And you
pick because I
can't take high
won.
schoolers?
So
No, they have to be.
Decorian Moore, Oregon, probably number 3.
No,
Okay.
Decorian's in
Right.
high school, buddy.
No, he declared early.
Decorian's not
it's-
playing this year. He's in high school.
It's a
this year.
shame we know this, by the way.
Decorian is he is not on the Oregon team roster this year.
here it
He's in high
comes
school.
right now.
I thought he was coming. I thought he was there.
Oh, he's a commit. 2025 in the class of 2025.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, no, we got a nice high school run of Decorian Moore yet.
Never mind. He's number. If you want to tank, that's your guy.
Yeah,
That's the guy.
he'll be number one next year.
Ryan
It is
Williams-
not sad that we
Ryan
this is a
Williams,
fantasy pod. We can brag about our knowledge.
Ryan Williams, Cam Coleman. Is that who
Yeah,
we're talking
that's
about?
your top 4.
Is Jeremiah Smith and Micah, are they both starting right away?
Yeah, well, Jeremiah is gonna.
Jeremiah. will.
Jeremiah is the top prospect in. Again, we always say generational. I hate that, but he's a tier of its own.
Define starting. Like is
I mean, going to get
Yeah.
the ball, going to get. I mean,
He'll-
obviously,
oh, yeah.
he'll be
Ohio
in every 2 wide receiver set.
And Ohio State has
I
a-
don't know if Micah Hudson will be.
Well,
Yeah,
also-
Ohio State's looking at. Mike Hudson's gonna have a huge year because he's at Texas Tech, Texas A&M.
Tech.
He'll get 1,000 yards. He's probably gonna be their number one option.
Maybe.
Yeah, Micah Hudson. Yeah, no, Jeremiah Smith is an interesting guy, right? He's come to a loaded Ohio State backfield with Emeka, Carnell Tate, Isaiah Bond. No, Bond's at Alabama.
Texas
Texas, sorry.
was at
Yes,
Bama
right.
transferred.
What?
Abuka or
Emuka, yeah. And he's just absolutely freakish. Probably the closest thing besides Marvin Harrison that kind of looks like a Julio Jonesy.
Yeah, he's a David Boston build.
Yeah.
If you remember him, that's old.
David Boston.
David Boston before the roids caught up
David
to
Boston
him.
was a monster.
Before he got too big.
He got too monstery and moved to linebacker or something.
Yep.
World's biggest wide receiver.
Yeah.
He was a beast.
He was good till he wasn't.
Well, yeah, if you got any picks for like the 12th pick, like where the champion usually picks, that'd be me. So
You won it last year?
yeah, the
CTC?
college end
side?
of it, yeah.
That's interesting though, because you got to balance like what. It's really hard to win both, right?
Yeah.
So you got to like, what am I going for this year, and like flip players from college to NFL or vice versa, right? Like
Correct.
mid-season and try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well,
So
for all
who
of
do,
us, for all
who do you got
12
coming
of us.
back? Ollie Garden? Like who's on your college winning team?
No,
last year?
Peck's got Ollie.
Okay.
College winning team was heavily by quarterbacks. Bo Nix was my QB.
Oh, you're in a super flex?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can play 3 quarterbacks.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so
Okay, that's-
Shador was playing for me too.
I don't know if I like that format. That's so quarterback heavy.
Yeah, but there's 130 of them.
That's
Yeah.
true,
Yeah. So I had
Dylan
Nix,
Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel for Oklahoma.
D1 only, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You're not taking the guy from lacrosse.
No.
No.
But yeah, so it was a couple. Braylon Allen, when he was healthy early in
Yeah.
the season, helped me out a lot. So a couple guys will carry over to the NFL team, but it'd be interesting to see as far as what guys do, cutting guys on your NFL roster that you had last year that you might have wanted to hang on to, but now these college guys come in because the NFL roster can only hold so many guys.
Okay.
You can't just have everybody on your team.
Yeah.
So
This is the Gus Edwards of beer. It's just not bad, but you're kind of like, I don't know, am I really buying it?
James Conner.
Yeah, James Conner, sure.
I mean, you were right with Gus.
Only if the
Edwards.
beer's going to get hurt. Yes, James Conner.
It's getting worse as I drink it. It's not good.
that's usually how they go.
It's
yeah.
Gus Edwards.
He'll score you touchdowns, but not get you any yards. Yep.
You know what I'm worried about?
Maybe it's Khalil Herbert.
He's going to get you drunk, but it's not going to get
You
any
look
yards
at
as a
it's
way.
Khalil
Yeah.
Herbert. Every time you see it, it looks good, but for some reason you're just not buying it.
You know what? And I have JSN in our Dynasty League. It's JSN. It was a really hype. It seems really cool. It's got to work. It's Hogan. It's the real American Beal. It's a
How
nice
could it
light
be
beer.
bad?
How
It's
could it be
impossible
bad?
for it to be bad.
And then we just did that. It's 4 for 40.
I'm pretty sure it's remember lacrosse lager. I'm pretty sure it's lacrosse lager in a different can.
And then it's 4
They
for
don't change the formula.
It's 4 for 40. JSN is 4 for 40.
Well, is he going to work out this year though? Everyone's saying it might be a different year. New coordinator.
I think it's again, but what switched? Like, I mean, they're
The new coordinator, the Washington coordinator.
Lockett's just going to go away.
No,
yeah, he's
but
getting really old.
he's getting there. Yeah.
I don't know.
It just happens.
I know it does happen. It's okay. Who's going to fall off the cliff?
Who's on the cliff?
Who to stay away from? For people trying to get actually tips and tricks.
You're going to hate this, but McCaffrey had 400 touches, including the playoffs. I
have
just can't
McCaffrey in our dynasty
imagine
team.
that he replicates what he did last year or the year
I
before.
just got him. He's yet to play one game for me, and I'm trying to trade him.
Is Cooper Kupp a guy like that? Or
I
is he
would
already off
in
the
a redraft or auction. I would be staying away from CMC. Although I said that last year, and it killed me. Man, I don't know.
James Conner's
But
29.
I'm still.
He
But at
seems to be-
McCaffrey, I'm still at top 5. You just have to.
You have to.
Yeah, because the
have to.
upside's too
Yep.
good.
Yep.
The upside's too
but
good. not
I
to
feel
take
like
him.
he's a cliff guy.
Yep.
James Conner's a cliff guy. And Austin Eckler for sure.
I
would be
will
like
he even
top?
get the reps this year? I mean,
Yeah.
Eckler. I mean, that's going to be.
You know who I'm worried about a little bit is a little Texas regression. I think I'm staying away from Nico.
You think so?
I don't know.
Well, Tank Dell went crazy.
Kamara might be a cliff
I
guy.
personally am not going to have any quote unquote shares, as they say,
Yep.
of Tank Dell or Nico. They're gonna go way earlier. I don't know how to figure that out.
Joe Mixon, he's the cliff guy.
You think so?
Oh God, he's dead.
Well, there's too many hands to feed in Texas.
Name a running back. It's such outliers to have a running back to switch late in their career and be successful. Mm-hmm. There's very few Frank Gores.
But he is going to get all the touches.
Curtis
I mean,
Martin, he was one of the few.
I don't think
Yeah.
he will. I don't think Mixon's going to get all touches.
Well, him and Dameon Pierce, those are the only two guys still.
Oh, there's some other knucklehead too that's showing out a little bit. I think that's going to be a split backfield.
Isn't that where Allen ended up?
No, he's
Right.
at the Jets.
Oh, the Jets,
Yeah,
yeah. I thought he was listed as RB2, though, behind Brees.
Okay, does Kyle Pitts actually take off?
No.
Yes,
You think so?
I think Cousins is that good.
That's true.
I think Cousins going to. I mean, if Cousins throws 4,000 yards, and I don't know if there's a question that he isn't. He's always done that.
Just
Who's he going to throw it to?
The advanced,
I mean, what's Drake London going to have 3,000?
the advanced metrics with his uncatchable targets and air yards and all that stuff. If you follow it, say that if he gets a halfway decent quarterback, he's going to be really good. Mm-hmm. But we'll see.
I think that's one of the interesting ones to watch.
I think Gibbs is going to take a leap, and that's going to affect David Montgomery. But he's cheap.
Jameer Gibbs is good. He's
Yeah.
really, really good.
I would draft him ahead of projections.
Here's another
Yeah.
one. Malik Neighbors. What's his outlook with Danny Dimes?
Well, if you follow the training camp hype, he's going to have 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns.
He's Randy Moss, Jerry Rice reincarnated, according to Twitter.
According to Twitter, they were tracking him against the Lions in their joint practice the other day. He caught 17 of 18 balls.
Yeah, I did see that.
Like, holy cow.
Yeah, he's having Randy Moss type hype, so we'll see.
He's starting fights.
If you haven't done your rookie drafts yet, if you're in a dynasty with rookie drafts, I had one. I think I'm taking Neighbors over MJH, and
Really?
I'll take.
I have heard people saying that.
People are saying trade MJH or MHJ. Is it MHJ?
Yeah,
MHJ
For
again.
Neighbors Plus. I'm like, ooh, that's really smart.
That would be smart. I would agree with that as well.
But I mean, Danny
But I don't
Dimes.
know, when you have Neighbors, you're happy with them. I don't know what the plus is going to be a kicker.
There's nobody else there.
No,
Although you could say the same for Harrison Jr. Like, who else they throw into besides McBride? Michael Wilson.
that's it. Yeah.
What about Saquon? Where are you guys at with Saquon?
I'm in this year.
I mean,
I'm in.
I think it might be a Cliff thing too. There though, new team. New offensive line.
Are they doing
new coordinator.
tush push?
Tush Push isn't out loud yet. So.
I think that it's going to be
But
living still.
was Kelsey
That's my question.
Yeah, was he the guy?
Does it work the same without
No one
Jason
else.
Kelsey?
Yeah, is
I think it was
hurt.
more Hurts than it was Kelsey.
You think so?
We're going to
We'll
find
see.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be in on Saquon, but I just would rather have the receivers between Brown and Devonta.
Going off of Saquon, who are other guys that are in new places that you feel like have improved their situation? Not from obviously a rookie standpoint, but from guys literally getting signed like or traded like Saquon.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he'll be good.
That Cliff's got to come. I don't know where I'm at with that. I don't like Tony Pollard's landing
What about
spot.
Josh Jacobs?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I think he'll have a good year, but there'll be more mouths involved than what there was in Las
Well,
Vegas.
Here's why I'm in on him. Marshawn Lloyd, what does he fumble, like once every 80 carries?
And is fumbling in camp.
And he's fumbling in camp. That's not going to fly. A.J. Dillon has proven he can't do much.
Yep.
Like, what are they going to do when it's on the
His
line?
body type's different this year, though. A lot different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but does that make you a different runner?
We're going to see.
how is it different? I didn't even read that.
Oh, his body type he's shed completely a ton of weight. It's now,
So his quads are smaller?
well, I don't know about his quads, but
I just don't know.
He definitely looks 1,000 times
Name a
more fit.
player that changed their body type and was all of a sudden good.
Well, again, he doesn't have to be good if he's fumbling. He's just going to get carries next to Jacobs. 'cause
Take
you
away
can't have
goal line
Jacobs the whole
carries.
time, you know, so-
Again, I would say he's going to be NFL good, Jacobs. Fantasy good? I mean, are we really thinking he's going to have 100-yard rushing games? Are we really thinking he's going to have 6 catches for 60 yards and have... I mean, is he going to have RB1
I think
type
that's
games?
the question, though.
I think he'll be a top 12 running back.
The catches out of the backfield, I think, is the question because he hasn't shown that, but they said he can do it. So
His metrics were so bad at the Raiders. It's such a confusing dude.
And it's hard too with the Packers with all those weapons at receiver. Like, who each week is going to get the ball.
I'm out on. I'm out on Packer receivers, period, in fantasy
Yeah,
this year.
it's
just
so
'cause
hard.
It's going to be so spread around.
And
that-
tight ends especially.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, mix them in there, too. It's 6 guys you're
I
choosing
would
from.
not be drafting them.
But then you got the Bull Mountains at the end that's going to get stuff, too.
Yeah, Wicks way down there too. Like,
I think they're fantastic talents. I just
Correct.
don't know what to do with any of them.
yep. Easier just to stay away. What
So-
about Devontae Adams?
He might be a cliff guy.
Is the cliff? I'd say is the cliff there?
Their quarterback situation and their offensive line situation is not good. I just can't imagine.
I could see, and I'm a Bowers guy. I had him in Debbie, so I've had him for 3 years. So I'm a huge Brock Bowers guy. That dude's a game changer. I can see him going 8 for 80. Devontae being super pissed off again, 4 for 65.
Is that where Minshew is?
Yeah,
Yeah. So if he
Right.
ends up in there, I could see him having a top 10 season pretty easily.
Because he's just winging it.
If they stay with AOC the whole year, I'm like, I don't know. I don't see it. I just don't. He's bad.
Yeah, and it's just the targets. I mean, last year, what do you have, like 1180 targets?
Yeah. Wasn't there that show Receivers or whatever where Devontae's like, get me the F out of here?
Oh yeah, he was pissed.
Yeah.
That was in week 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was with.
I was looking at week
Aiden
2 or
O'Connell.
3.
does Adam Thielen?
No, that was not. That was with Jimmy Grops.
Oh yes, yes,
Garoppolo.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that was,
yeah.
no.
Yeah,
Aiden was
yes, that's
Aiden
right.
was a huge
And
improvement,
then
which
Aiden
is
came in
sad.
and just threw him the ball 20 times a game.
and actually had pretty decent stats.
Yeah.
Aiden had pretty decent stats.
All right, if you had to pick one, Calvin Ridley in Tennessee, Gabe Davis in Jacksonville, or Mike Williams in New York, which guy are you picking? Mike Williams in New York,
Ridley,
It's got to be Ridley.
Gabe Davis in Jacksonville. And
Ridley by a long shot.
Yeah.
None, but Ridley, I guess.
Especially with the
Really?
Hopkins injury already.
Mike
too.
Williams only 9 months removed from his ACL.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I get
What
that.
about Gabe Davis? Though? He always showed up in Buffalo when he needed to.
You never know when to play him.
I don't think he's that good. I think it was just the Allen outlier.
And being around Diggs and having...
Yeah, just run the ball deep, and now you had 4 touchdowns one day.
Good best ball guy, horrible anything else guy.
Okay, this is maybe contrarian and probably 25% because I'm a Packer fan. I think there's a real chance the Bears are going to be horrible, and every single Bears you take early, you're going to wish you didn't. I mean, does anybody know if Caleb's good? How many Colin Cowherd just did it yesterday on his show. Right, the pressure of that rookie quarterback. Peyton Manning had 28 picks. This guy's got more pressure than anybody ever. Has not shown that he likes to play under pressure. Zero competency of that. There is things where it looks like he's just kind of running around, some things that aren't going to work in the NFL.
They did say that about Patrick Mahomes, by the way.
No, there's, again, but that even took Mahomes.
And I'm not saying he's Mahomes. I'm just saying that sometimes the runaround stuff actually is good.
No, it's the new NFL. It's like if you can create space. No, it was more the Justin Fields. It takes too long to get rid of it.
I cannot remember a situation a rookie quarterback's been put into with more talent around him, though. So that's going to be interesting to watch.
Really wild. But is their line good? Like, does that?
That I don't know.
I mean, there's some variables there. I don't know. I mean,
is he going to play in preseason? I mean, I'm assuming he is, but I've not seen.
So it was interesting he didn't play in the Hall of Fame game. I thought they'd give him some reps.
I don't know if that was just a week into training camp. You don't want to throw him out there quite yet.
Yeah, I'm sure I was just part of the game script, right? Nobody's starters are going to play. But I don't know. Like, do you take DJ Moore? Do you take Rome? Where do you take Keenan Allen? Where does Swift fit into that?
I have to imagine he's more accurate than Justin Fields.
Cole Kmet. I'm out on everybody.
And DJ Moore had a career year with Justin Fields.
Right, but they didn't have Keenan Allen and Rome. And who's Caleb want to throw to? Who's going to be his favorite? Who's going to be his guy?
All fair.
It was a very targeted offense to DJ, and DJ had an unbelievable year.
I hope
DJ's
they're not
very,
good.
very good.
I hope they're not good.
Yeah.
For the record.
Does Justin Fields start over Russell Wilson at some point? Not that it's really fantasy related, but more just NFL talk.
I think it is fantasy related because I think if Fields is on the field, he's a quarterback one. He's a top 10 quarterback.
He's running. Yep.
I mean, if he plays all 17 games, he could be QB1 at the end of the year.
Yeah,
just because of his upside.
That upside, yeah. You have him as your second quarterback or a super flex league. He's going to get picked in these drafts, and I don't blame anybody that takes him.
I don't think they'll sit Wilson, though.
I think they're going to have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the right attitude for that.
No.
Unless he's just awful.
Correct.
Well, and also,
he's weird.
He seems like a weird guy that would just say my shoulder hurts because he's not playing good.
Yeah.
And then they never go back to him. That's potentially there, too. Rookie quarterbacks besides Caleb. Who do you guys think?
Jaden Daniels is going to
any,
be out of control.
You think so?
Yeah.
Where would you rate him? Where would you put him before Burrow? Would you put him before Caleb? Stroud?
Before Caleb. I would put him before Stroud because Stroud really doesn't run. What is that drop off? Not Burrow, though. I take Burrow's really, really good. The only thing that concerns me is his elbow. Before Herbert. Just because he's hurt, and with Jim Harbaugh,
the offense is different.
So Daniel's top 5-ish for you?
Top 7 or 8, somewhere in there, probably.
Yeah, top 8, I would say.
I think take him plug and play him with confidence.
You take him over Anthony Richardson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Richardson could be Vince Young. We don't know yet. That wasn't really a fun ride.
I think I'd take Richardson over Daniels because he's got that Cam Newton 2-yard touchdown plunge
the push.
every time. He's
Richardson last, though. Again,
that's the question, right?
It is.
The reckless style.
Yeah, but could Daniels last?
Daniels is just as reckless and smaller.
And he's way smaller.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Take them both.
Yeah, I think his fantasy
we were saying Kyle Murray was
He's right here. He's 10.
We were going to say Kyle Murray gets hurt. That's not
Yeah, but you wouldn't have Stroud up there, though.
That's true, so he's 9. I take Dak over him just because
the offense.
They're going to pass like Matt. They have no running back.
I'm looking at this again. If I'm giving anybody, if anybody for some reason is still listening to this, thinking we're going to give them real advice, thank you for anyone still listening to this. But if you actually want advice, my advice would be absolutely in a redraft. If it's a 12-teamer, be the last guy to take a quarterback.
I'll take Tua at 17 all day, every day.
I'll take Tua.
Trevor Lawrence is down there.
Plug and play Purdy. Why is
Jared Goff, Stafford. I'll take them all day.
At 20-something.
Mm-hmm.
Let somebody else take Mahomes in the 3rd round, and you go grab
Josh Allen in the 2nd. Sure, go ahead. Take him.
Yeah, for sure. That would be I would say that would be a staple of my fantasy world of not taking a quarterback early.
Mm-hmm.
Not this year.
Even like Kyler and Dak all the way down in like the 8th, 7th round.
Phenomenal.
Like, sure. I mean, why would you take not take Dak in the 7th instead of Mahomes in the
Do
3rd?
not panic.
Yeah.
Let's do that on the tight ends, because tight ends has got, to me, a real tier. Do you got to get a top 5? There's basically 12 starting tight ends, I think, which means you're going to get a starting tight end. You're going to get a Pat Freiermuth. But are the top guys so much better that you should take them in the first 3 rounds?
You're talking redraft, maybe?
Yeah. Well, even in a startup dynasty, I mean, the value. What is the value of those top tight ends?
I feel like you got to walk.
I'll talk dynasty.
You got to walk out of round in a redraft. Walk out of round 4 with one of the tight ends, because there is a pretty big drop off at when you get to
Those top 7.
the Dallas Goddards of the world.
Even Njoku.
Like right here. Even in Njoku,
Is he going to be?
He was more of a Flacco thing.
that's what
Correct.
people don't. They talk about all of his stats last year. If you do the splits, it was mostly with Flacco.
And those teams that he played, numbers-wise, was very poor against the tight end.
I still think there's some crazy stuff going on there. You got Bowers at 12. You got Hawkinson, who's
Injured,
coming back
yep.
at 13. Pitt's way down at 9. I think Kittle's still getting hyped up a lot by name. I got Kittle below those guys.
Yeah, but Kittle will be good when Ayuk is gone.
Right.
That
And
boosts his
Evan
name.
Ingram
way.
had an unfreaking believable year that's getting way underplayed. Same
Yeah.
offense, same quarterback. Like, there's no reason he's not going to repeat that.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people rank McBride at number 1 though. Like he's the
big
guy.
fan. Yep.
I got him in Dynasty.
Yep.
Love him. Love me some.
Who's your favorite rookie receiver outside of MHJ and Neighbors? I mean, Brian Thomas, Purcell, McConkey, in terms of what they're going to be able to do.
Good question.
I do like Brian Thomas Jr.
Me too.
I think it optimistically you're looking at, and this is really pie in the sky, so take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Do you remember when Burrow was with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase? It kind of felt like Jaden Daniels, Neighbors, and Brian Thomas Jr. a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just his smoothness is off the charts.
And being on the Jaguars helps too. I think just
Who else are they throwing to besides
Yeah.
Ingram and
Kirk.
Christian Kirk is decent,
it.
but he's a smaller guy.
yeah, that's it.
Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I'm
Gabe
out.
wishes. Gabe wishes.
I agree.
McConkey,
I agree with that.
I think could totally be it's going to be.
He's the guy.
Obvious
Harbaugh seems
comparison.
to love him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But is Harbaugh just talky talk?
Well, could be.
They're going to have to pass at some point. They're going to be behind in games. That's what people get worried about their run. When you're behind in the fourth quarter, you're going to pass. Or on a 2-minute drill at the end, you always have to pass. No matter how run-oriented a coach is, they have to pass at some point.
Yeah.
So if you get the number one option and Herbert's healthy, it seems like they have a lot of rapport. He probably could put up 90 catches as a rookie.
All-time junk yards, Who's an all-time junk yarder?
Oh, the junk, the
I think Russell
the
Wilson.
garbage time.
Russell Wilson. is
Russell
all-time
Wilson
garbage
was a
time.
classic
Down
garbage time.
24 to 3. He's got 2 fantasy points with 36 fantasy points.
Can I pick Larry Centers?
Wow. Yeah, Arizona.
You were doing that on paper at that point.
Kind of fullback at.
He had like
fullback-ish.
110 catches as like a fullback, but
Yeah, he was.
but like 3.7 yards per catch
Yeah.
in a PPR gold.
The back to Devontae, he's a garbage time guy too.
Yeah, big garbage
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Big garbage
Last
time
couple
guy.
years in Oakland, just late in the fourth quarter, he gets 6 catches for 100
I
yards.
think Olave. I could see Olave having 5 catches
This
in the,
year.
last,
Oh, yeah.
in the last drive.
This year, yeah.
They're trying to pump him up. He's 24. They want him to be happy.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson was the ultimate. They would have 3 points at halftime and walk out with 33.
Like every week.
Yep.
Like you're ready to drop him at halftime.
Yep.
And it's like he just carried you.
Is Quentin Johnston dead?
Tua's a little bit like that.
Tua?
Tua's a little bit like
Yep.
that.
Quentin Johnston, is he dead?
Dead.
Dead to me.
Dead to me.
He can't
I-
catch, dude.
He's not even.
It's
He's not
Treylon
even.
Burks that is more important. I
Yeah, I
think that's a more interesting
I have
question.
more optimism for Burks than I do for Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
Burks,
Burks
is,
when healthy
It's been
showed
injury.
flashes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnson is healthy and just can't catch.
Yeah.
He's got Herbert, so.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy that should, be a lot better, Herbert. I mean, just, if they had anybody around him,
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I guess to finish up here, what is one fantasy nugget, without sharing your expertise here, that you always look for, whether it's a metric or something during the season, whether it's waiver wire? Is there anything out there that you guys see that you're like, if this guy's doing this, or if he's on this team, or they do this much, whether it's garbage time stuff that you're looking for to sign during the season or draft before the season?
I'll give you one to avoid and one to look at. So vacated targets, are you familiar with that is? That's that doesn't count for anything. That's not real. Like when people say, "Oh, yeah, these two
It's like
guys."
a free agent sleeve, and explain what that is.
Yeah, so it's the two guys that each get 100 targets. They both go to a different team. People are like, "Well, there's 200 targets available." But if there's a new coach and a new system and a new quarterback, you got to factor all that in. So it doesn't just broadly work ever. I'm a big just opportunity in draft capital, touches in capital. If you got high draft capital and there's going to be an opportunity, that's it. So in my rookie draft this year, it's combined Devy dynasty, so a lot of rookies are gone. Like Marvin Harrison Jr. was gone, Malik Neighbors was gone. I picked all the guys that had early draft capital and a big opportunity. Brian Thomas Jr., Ladd McConkey, Xavier Legette, who I don't love, Ricky Pearsall, who I don't love, but you got to go for the capital and the opportunity.
I'm an emotional guy, right? I mean, I do like data, so I'll watch Again, I'm more talking Dynasty Devy. I do like RAS scores. I think there's a real thing. Like, are they actually athletic, which is RASy. But for me, I always, and Andy knows a little bit. Can I kind of talk myself into it, or is there a more? The correct term would be to say, is there a narrative behind it? Right. So can I talk myself into? And I'm always chasing ceiling, right? Yep. Is there a way this guy, Marshawn Lloyd, is RB1 at some point in his career? Yeah, I could probably talk myself into that. Blake Corum, yeah, for sure. Right, Ollie from the Ravens, yeah, there's a storyline there. Derrick Henry gets hurt. Justice Hill is just A.J. Dillon on the Ravens, and Ollie's somebody. I can talk myself into that. Can I talk myself into Tyler Kraft?
Oh,
Tucker Kraft, sorry, I knew I was saying that wrong. Tucker Kraft being the tight end 1 overall. No, I can't talk myself into that ever. Can I talk myself into Wicks being all-pro with 120 targets? No. So if I can talk myself into the narrative, I'll draft those players higher, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but right? your narrative is actually opportunity when you break it down, right? Like, what is their probability of having that opportunity?
Right, and then I always go ceiling. Again, like I would rather have. We'll go back to tight ends. We've pretty have tight end focused, which whatever is interesting. How fantasy landscape has switched 2 years ago. We wouldn't bring up tight ends at all. Could I see Bowers having just a crazy ass season? Yes. Njoku, like I'll always take the guy with the higher ceiling than the higher quote unquote floor, which again does come down to opportunity, but also is like, what's the storyline?
Yeah,
like what can I talk myself into?
Well, if he runs a 4.7 40, you're going never. If he runs a 4.4 40, but was a 7th round pick, but he's one snap away from being the number 1 guy. It's all part of the narrative.
Part of the narrative, part of the opportunity. Correct, right?
Bailey, got anything to finish up?
For me, more in redraft leagues, like early on picks, it is looking for the ceiling, but it's also looking at the guys that can outperform their ADP, so their average draft position, like early on in the draft. Like I don't want somebody taken in the first round that I don't think that might have an opportunity to finish as a wide receiver 2 or 3, like just because of bad season. And then good
you're
offenses.
Looking for like discounts.
Yeah,
like, don't
pretty
panic.
much.
Don't play the board. See what falls to you.
Correct. Yeah.
Or play the board, I should say.
And if I think someone's going to be a wide receiver 1 and I'm at a spot where I'm not going to be able to come back and get them, I just got to get them there. You know, like it's what you believe.
You'll reach.
You have to in redraft, because it's a 1 league, it's a 1 year thing, you know, and then you just start over again next year. And then it's all about good offenses. You can't take somebody in a bad offense.
Pace of play is a good one. How many? If you get more plays, you got more likelihood
more
to put
chances.
up points, right? So.
Yep. That's what it all is for me. It's just who's going to be on the field the most, who has a bad defense.
Yeah,
so,
but I would agree. Chase good offenses.
Yeah.
Chase the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs have been a couple of years here where you couldn't chase the Chiefs. I'm kind of back in.
Yeah, same.
I see Mahomes going 5,000 yards this year, and everyone's lighting it up.
I think I read yesterday that San Francisco is like bottom 3 in total plays.
Yes, correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like it's shocking to me.
But they're so efficient with the plays.
It's the efficiency of the plays. Yeah.
Which I think that's just the players.
They're ahead by a lot too. That that kind of
Yep.
can be a weird statistic. If you are in the lead, you just run clock in the second half and have less plays.
Nothing lasts forever, and I'm just waiting for that bubble to burst at the Niners too. Also, that's somewhat being a Packer fan. So we gotta. That would be one thing.
We can all agree with that.
That'd be one thing in redraft. Try not to be a Packer fan. Let the homers be the homers.
Yes.
I usually have a rule of not having Packers on my team. I stumbled into Josh Jacobs this year accidentally. I had him before he was a Packer, so that doesn't count.
Yep.
I took Marshawn.
That was them, not me.
I traded up to get Marshawn Lloyd, thinking if he was a thing, I can then trade him to a Packer homer. So there's also that.
Correct.
That's also that mindset too.
Which was one pick ahead of me, and I ended up taking Ricky Pearsall. Since I have Jacobs, he's really on a 1 year contract. Was going to take Marshawn Lloyd with 8. So hopefully Ricky Pearsall's a thing. I also have a Uke, so if he gets traded, I got 2 number 1s, hopefully. Thank you.
Or if they're on the same team, you just have 2 guys with a non-efficient offense.
I got the classic wide receiver handcuff, which always works.
Yep.
In a non-efficient offense that we just discussed.
In an offense that runs the least amount of plays.
That Brock Purdy has
That's a league
21
winner.
passes.
That's a league-winning formula. Write that down.
Yep.
Purdy has 21 passes the whole game. Good luck.
All right, that's your fantasy football update. 109. We are out.
Peace.